5.5, 6, 6.5.
So this was a pretty cool little insight into behind the scenes of my 1 meter competition at the World Aquatics World Championships. It was my first competition back as a mum and my first international competition in 4 years. So I didn't expect to be as nervous as I was, honestly, but when I stood on the board for my first few dives, I was so nervous. I was shaking. I was just trying to keep my spirits up the whole time and have a good time. I had no expectations for myself, so the whole process was truly really fun. The only thing that caught me by surprise was how nervous I was, but again, I was pretty happy with how my dives were going. The energy was great. They split the prelims up into an A and a B, and I was in the first prelim, so I could get it over and done with.
Elizabeth Brissell, 203.
After dive 2, I started to settle into my competition and I felt a lot better. And I started to feel like I did before I had a baby, and it was really fun. Once the nerves kind of settled in, I could actually focus on my competition at hand, and I felt like the rest of the competition went pretty smoothly. I got into a rhythm. Unfortunately, at this competition, I ended up 13th, which is 1 spot away from the final. But it's funny because I actually scored almost the exact same score as I did in 2019. So 4 years ago, I scored pretty much the same score, which is crazy to think about. And that time in Gwangju for the World Championships, I actually placed 8th. So the standard has gotten harder, but at least I am very consistent, and even after having time off, I can still dive up to a high standard.